Hello my dear Stitchy friends, my name is Marie and welcome to my Stitches and Diamonds FlossTube channel. It is my utmost pleasure to announce that Stitch in London 2023 UK cross-stitching retreat registration is about to open. I am so excited about this, and this video is all about the retreat. If you're here for FlossTube, this is not going to be for you, but if you're here about the retreat and how to register and what's going to happen and when it's going to be and everything, then this is exactly the place to be. So let's start with what Stitch in London is. It is a cross-stitch retreat that is for a long weekend, so it's Friday, Saturday and Sunday. It is taking place in Watford, which is North London or north of London, depending on what you consider it. Watford is 20 minutes by train from Euston Station in the centre of London, and it is also connected by London Underground, so the transport options are wonderful, and it is a place where like-minded stitchers meet and get together and discuss stitching and stitch and chat and drink gin occasionally and just have a great time. This is going to be the second year of Stitch in London. I've had the immense pleasure of hosting Stitch in London in October 2022. That's just passed, and it has been an incredible experience and I cannot wait to do this again. So let's dive into the details. So when is it taking place? Okay, so 20th, 21st and 22nd of October 2023, that is when it's going to be taking place, where it will be in the same hotel as last year because we've all been really happy with it. It is in Holiday Inn London, Watford Junction. Everything that I am saying right now is published as a blog post on my website that currently only exists for this one blog post. I am not an experienced website builder, so please forgive me, but just in case you want to write it down or something like that, there is no need. There is literally everything, absolutely everything is written on the website, and I'm going to give you a link below. So it's just a little interlude there. So it's going to be in Holiday Inn. Just a little and important reminder, about 2 minutes walk away from Holiday Inn in Watford Junction, there's a Holiday Inn Express at Watford Junction. Those are two separate premises. They are very easily walkable, extremely easily walkable in fact, but they are two different premises. So just in case you were attending and wanted to reserve accommodation on your own, just you know, be aware that those are two separate premises, although like literally within stone throw of each other. What are the opening times of the retreat? There is a slight change compared to last year. This was depending, you know, on the hotel availability. That wasn't quite as quite the same as last year. So on Friday we are going to start at 2:30 p.m. and we are going to finish on 11 p.m. on Friday. We are going to start on Saturday at 8 a.m. Last year we were starting at 7, but there literally was nobody. And the breakfast opens at 7. So, you know, we believe that that extra hour just to have a nice breakfast and chill out, and then at 8 a.m. go to the stitching room for the early birds. I think that would be great. So Saturday 8 a.m. to 11 p.m. again, and Sunday 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. So those are the opening hours of the stitching room. There will also be other things, activities happening. That schedule will be published closer to the time, will be sent to the attendees just like last year. just to make you aware of all the times. So times to be in the stitching room so that you don't miss out on anything, on any planned program, but you can also plan your own program around it in case you've got more things to do, you know, go to London or go shopping or whatever, so that you can plan around those times. But that will be known, or I will make it available closer to the time of the retreat taking place. Now, the all-important how to attend. The sign up will open on Wednesday, 14th of December at 7 p.m. London time, which I believe is 11 a.m. Pacific, probably 8 a.m. in New Zealand. I know that because of our Stitch and Chat meetup with Angie that we just created. Otherwise, I don't have a time zone converter in my head. If you're not sure what 7 p.m. GMT is in your time zone, please just type it in Google. What is 7 p.m. GMT in EST or something like that, or in New York? The link is available to the sign up, is available on the website that I've mentioned. There is a section that says how to attend, and there are boldened sort of words there that say via this link. If you click on that, on those three words, a new window will open with a Google Forms where you can register. Right now, before 7 p.m. on Wednesday, it will say something along the lines of form no longer accepting responses. That is purely because it is currently switched off. It will be switched off at 7 p.m. on Wednesday. So don't worry, even if it says the sort of message like that, you have the correct link, everything is fine, it just is not switched off. I wanted to give a lot more notice so that people, you know, maybe don't miss out because they haven't seen an announcement or something like that, and there's a little bit more chance for people to know about that and be there for 7 p.m. The ever so important thing to highlight right now, and I cannot say how important it is, please, if you sign up, ensure that my email address, stitchesanddiamonds@outlook.com, I'm putting it here, I'm putting it in the description below, it is in the blog post. Please ensure that it is added into contacts with your email provider, so either with Gmail or Yahoo or Outlook or whoever you're using as your email provider, or if you're giving your work email address, there are usually quite strict spam / quarantine / junk filters. So please ensure that you're either checking your junk folder or you have added, that's the much better thing, you have added that email address into your contacts. I know that some email providers, I think we had issue with Sky and BT, I think last year, were completely just filtering my emails out. They weren't even in spam. They just ended up somewhere in quarantine because the provider thinks that it is a scam, basically. So please make sure you do this, that you add my email address to your contacts, because all the important updates to the attendees, to people who have registered, are always sent via email. Sometimes I might post something in the Facebook group, but with the way Facebook algorithm works, it doesn't always reach you. It simply does not. We are all part of many Facebook groups, and it is basically a complete chance whether you're notified of something happening in a particular Facebook group or not. So I would highly recommend to add my email address to your list of contacts and look out for my emails. I I suspect that last year some people missed out because they were simply not getting anything from me, and I would really like to avoid that this year. If I am, for example, reaching out to you to discuss payment or anything, any information, and if I don't receive a response and I don't have any other way of contacting you, I will be cancelling your registration and offering the space to another person on the waiting list. So it truly is quite important. Thank you so much for that. Now, let's discuss what is included in the ticket price. So, of course, it is the access to the stitching room, having fun with other stitchers and vendors on site. There will be UK small businesses, just like last year, and we haven't released a vendor pack yet, but that will probably be done sometime in January or February. So if you have any favorite small business owner within the cross-stitching world that you'd like to see as a vendor, please let them know to register at my email address, stitchesanddiamonds@outlook.com, and we will be in touch in January, February. Vendors are not going to be based on first come, first serve basis, unlike the registration. They will be chosen, and we will try to make sure that there's even there is an even offer of products, so we don't have 5 people offering needle minders but no hand-dyed threads, for example, something along those lines. So we will just try to accommodate as many as possible, but also we will sort of try to make sure that the variety of items offered on that is available for you. There is a coffee station, so the conference room is right by the sort of breakfast area, but it is not in any way disturbed by it, just in case you're wondering. It is quite tucked away, but at the same time it is very conveniently positioned for the tea and coffee station. We have been very happy with it last year, or the retreat that's just passed. You have got takeaway cups, you have got ceramic cups, you have got wide selection of teas, and the classic sort of hotel coffee machine that allows you to choose cappuccino, latte, espresso, and what have you. And then there is a 11 a.m. and 3 p.m. pastry break. So at the retreat that's just passed, it was 11 a.m. sort of croissants, pain au chocolat, pain au raisin, etc. And 3 p.m. we had a chocolate muffin tray and a blueberry muffin tray. So it will be something along very, very similar lines in the retreat coming up. It is a very good sustenance break, and a lot of people found out that they didn't really need to go for lunch if they had hotel breakfast as well. What is included in the price is definitely a welcome kit. That will include, a drum roll, a retreat exclusive pattern from the one and only Jacob de Graaf from Modern Folk Embroidery. I couldn't be more excited about Jacob deciding to work with me and create this exclusive free pattern to include in the well, it's not free, but it is included in the welcome kit. And there will also be a larger companion retreat exclusive pattern that will be available to purchase at the retreat. So definitely incredibly exciting thing to be saying to you right now. And in the same welcome kit, there will also be a floss from Roxy Floss Co. Those of you who have attended last year, you have met Kerry, the genius dyer behind Roxy Floss Co., and Caroline, the owner of Evertoad, which exclusively distributes Roxy Floss Co. So they have kindly agreed to supply the floss for the exclusive small pattern to be included in the welcome pack. So I think this year's or the next year's welcome retreat pack is going to be absolutely brilliant, and I am planning on including many other goodies. There will be a general knowledge quiz. I think it was great fun last year. It will include some needlework and cross-stitch questions, but also general trivia. It's just to have a bit of fun, but also you will be able to win and claim some good prizes to be won. There are some easy questions and there are some very, very tricky questions, just to make sure that somebody is scoring high, so that I don't have, 71 winners, even though that is what my heart would actually wish for. And you will have chance to win many high quality raffle prizes. Last year we've had Blackbird Designs memorabilia, including a embellishment pack. We had loads of things, and you will be able to choose which of these would you like to enter, to make sure that you really are entered for those prizes that are to your stitching taste. There will be an optional smalls exchange, there will be a brag table, there will be a charity freebie table just like last year, and there is a private Facebook group for attendees to have a chance to get to know each other a little bit before we meet at the retreat. I also try to do a couple of special things. So this year I have organized the Christmas Smalls Exchange exclusive to Stitch in London attendees, and I plan on potentially rolling out some Stitch in chats online and things like that. So definitely being part of that Stitch in London a group is, I hope, a great thing. Now let's chat about what the ticket price does not include. It does not include transport to and from the retreat. It does not include accommodation. I will talk about accommodation in just a minute. It does not include, unlike last year, parking. So things are a little bit more difficult on the British market with energy crisis and things getting a little bit more expensive, and I could definitely feel that my negotiations with the hotel were a lot tougher and a lot harder than last year, and I simply wasn't able to secure the free parking. I could have included it by increasing the price of the retreat, but that wouldn't be fair on people who don't arrive there by car, and there's quite a lot of people who did not arrive by car last year. So at the moment there is a big car park, so I don't think that capacity is really a concern. At the moment, the availability or the price of the parking is £6 for a 24-hour period for guests of the hotel. So, I hope this is reasonable. I hope you find this reasonable. I really tried. It wasn't for the lack of trying, but I simply could not strike that deal for next year. Let's see what happens in the years after. And any food and beverages that I haven't mentioned above, so the pastry breaks and the unlimited coffee are included, but anything else would not be included, and would be your own choice as to how you choose to get your food. Last year in the last retreat, people have eaten at the hotel restaurant, which I have personally done, and they had an excellent Caesar salad. It's a very, very reasonably priced hotel restaurant with a good quality, just a normal sort of pub food, your pasta, your steaks, your burgers. So sort of nothing special, but good quality, tasty, and I personally have enjoyed it, and I found it reasonably priced. There is also a lot of options around. So I hear there is an excellent Lebanese restaurant about 5 minutes walk away from the hotel that might have a little bit more than just food, including dance and you know, entertainment, that a couple of people have tried at the last retreat. And there is a big Sainsbury's, maybe five minutes walk away the other side, so you go just for a you know, for grocery shopping. And there is a big mall around the Sainsbury's, and they've got the classic chains of the UK, the Chicken Nando's, the Costa Coffee, the you know, all the coffee chains, all the fast foods, pizzerias and things like that. And on the other side, on the high street, there's all sorts of chippy shops and you know, your classic high street sort of small restaurants. So there are definitely many options of you know, where to purchase food within a very short walking distance. And in the hotel itself, apart from the restaurant, there is a sort of Starbucks station in the lobby that is manned by the hotel employees, and you can get Starbucks coffee, and you can get all sorts of sandwiches and, you know, sustenance like that. So there are definitely a lot of options, and you can choose whatever suits your budget, whatever you like, whatever your food preference. There are many choices around that. Now, let's talk about the ticket price. So this year, because the hotel has quoted me a rather increased price for the rental of the premises, I have had to slightly increase the price of the retreat. Last year it was £119. This year it will be £129. So I have added on £10. Those £10 will be payable shortly after you register for the retreat, and it will be taken as a registration deposit. I have introduced the deposit because last year I felt like maybe some people have changed their minds and maybe didn't let me know, or my emails were simply not reaching them, as I've already touched upon earlier. So the £10 registration deposit payable via PayPal invoice is simply going to be a sort of sign between you and I that you definitely want to be on the registration list, that you're definitely getting my emails, and your place on the registration list is going to be 100% secure upon paying those £10. I will be sending out the £10 invoices sort of latest within 1 week of you placing your name on the registration list, and they will have 7 days payment terms on them, and they will be sent via PayPal. So PayPal, to my knowledge, PayPal always reaches people. It never goes into spam, so there is no need to worry that you would miss anything. If the invoice hasn't been paid within the payment terms that are on it, within the 7 days, it will be cancelled, and your space will be offered to the next person on the waiting list. And also, if any circumstances change at any point, please don't hesitate to let me know via email at stitchesanddiamonds@outlook.com or via DM. My DMs are always open, even though sometimes I forget to check spam, and Instagram is quite rough in putting things into spam. So email is always better, but don't hesitate to let me know. There is no issue with you having to change your mind or having to change your plans, but it's always best to let me know, because I expect that to be a waiting list. So the sooner we can do any changes, the better for everybody. The deposit is to secure your spot at the retreat and to pay the main fee of the retreat. There are two options to do that this year. There is an option to do a one-time fee of £119, which is the balance of the ticket price of 129, and that would be payable via PayPal invoice by 15th of April 2023. So I will be sending out an invoice on the 8th of April, and it will be payable 7 days later on the 15th. I will also send out a reminder probably about 5 days. If I haven't received your payment after 5 days, I will just send you a reminder just in case it got lost somewhere in the emails. And because, as I said, times are harder in the UK and in general, times are harder, I have decided to introduce a payment by installments option. There is no extra monies to be paid for this. I literally seek no financial advantage by doing this. I am not a bank. I have simply divided the £119 by 4 installments, and the resulting payment of £29.75 will be payable in 4 payments. Those payments will be sent to you via PayPal invoice again, and it will be by 15th of February, 15th of March, April and May 2023. So by 15th of May, you will have paid for the whole of your retreat ticket, and you can just sit back and relax and look forward to October 23 to attend the retreat. You will receive the invoices on 8th of the month. So if it's payable by 15th of February, you will receive it to your email address on 8th of February, and so on and so forth. Please note that if the installment invoice or the one-time invoice has not been paid, again, your registration spot will be cancelled, and your spot will be offered to the next person on the waiting list. So it is always the best course of action is always to get in touch with me and discuss any issues immediately. There is one thing that is different for the one-time payment and the installment payment, and that is if the one-time payment invoice is cancelled, you will get a full refund of the registration deposit of £10. But if your registration is cancelled somewhere sort of in the middle of paying installments or after installments, I will not be returning the £10 registration fee. That is because it will take me significantly more time to process the installment payments, and because I am putting absolutely no extra money on top of the installments. It is just to give people a chance to pay across more payments, more months. I will not be returning that registration fee because of the increased administrative demands and increased time that I will need to dedicate processing the installment invoices. So I hope you understand. But I hope there will be no cancellations, because I am so excited to meet absolutely everybody who is going to sign up. Now let's touch upon accommodation. So as we've said, the retreat is going to be at the Holiday Inn at Watford Junction, London, and Again, there has been a slight increase. They have offered a rate of £123 per night for bed and breakfast. So breakfast is included in this price, and this rate is applicable for the night of Friday 20, I've got wrong dates on there, for Friday 20th of October and Saturday 21st of October. So check-in would be on Friday at 2 p.m. and check-out would be on Sunday at 11 a.m. So the rate would be 2 times £123. I have a limited number of the hotel rooms available, so you know, it will be allocated on a first come first serve basis, based on, you know, the timestamp that people put their name on the registration list and indicate that they would like to reserve the hotel room as well. It will be treated as a add-on to the retreat ticket, and I will be sending you 2 separate invoices. That is just in case, you know, there needs to be a cancellation of just one of the items, so that it is easily administratively done. So in case you are going to choose the registration of the accommodation, or, you know, booking of the accommodation, you will receive 2 invoices from me. They will be 1 invoice for the retreat price and 1 invoice for the accommodation. So again, I have set up the payments to mirror the retreat payments. So there are 2 ways to pay. One is a one-time payment of 2 times £123, so £246 by 15th of April 2023, at exactly the same time as the retreat ticket. And also I have offered exactly the same installments. So I have taken £226 divided by 4, which is a payment of £61.50 that will be payable again by 15th of February, March, April and May 2023. If you are interested in the hotel room, you will be able to indicate it on the registration form, and you will be able to indicate on the registration form whether you want a one-time payment or whether you would like to use the option of payment in installments. I also would like to highlight that last year we had free parking included in the hotel room rate, and I truly have tried my best and I simply could not strike that deal this year. But just as I mentioned a little while ago, there is a £6 per 24 hours rate available with the hotel, which hopefully, you know, is going to be okay for those who are going to come by car. If you would not like to book the accommodation with the Watford Holiday Inn that we're going to be staying in, the good news is that there is an incredible amount or number of hotels available in the area. Excuse me. So Watford Junction, as I said, is very well connected with central London, and it is also a sort of finance district. It is not by any means City of London, but it has the Deloitte, the KPMGs, a lot of service, shared service centres, loads of office buildings, and also, you know, of course, with office buildings and with business come a lot of hotels. So as I mentioned already, about 2 minutes walk away, there is a Holiday Inn Express in the area. There is Travelodge, there is Premier Inn, and Travelodge are UK hotel chains that are on the sort of more affordable budget level, and there are also a lot of independent hotels. I know that some people have been to the independent hotels in the areas of classic British, you know, hotel with a pub, and they were really happy with it as well. So you know, if you'd like, head over to booking.com and just search for available hotels in the Watford Junction area, and check what is the walking distance from the Holiday Inn in Watford Junction, which should give you a really good idea on how far would you have to walk if you were to stay in a different hotel. There are buses in the area as well, and you know, Uber if you are staying a little bit further away. There's a really good sort of availability of transport in the area as well. If you have any questions about this, you can always reach out to me. I am a keen hotel booker, so I am always happy to help anybody who, you know, would like to arrange their own accommodation but maybe is, you know, not that confident doing so. I am more than happy to help, always. With regards to airport access, there is Stansted Airport, which is really convenient for people traveling either from Ireland, Northern Ireland, or the continent. There is a really easy connection, usually via EasyJet or Ryanair, to Stansted. I don't know if EasyJet is going to Stansted, but you know, skyscanner.com will tell you your best flights, and it is about 30 minutes car journey away. And either myself or a couple of other people I know were more than willing to take people to Stansted after the retreat was over, so there's always somebody who would be able to take you. And if you're flying internationally from across the pond, then it would be, the best place would be Heathrow Airport, and Heathrow is connected via underground to centre of London. So you would go to Euston, and then from Euston you would take a train to Watford Junction, and it would all be quite easy. If you'd like to check out your options, which, you know, I always check, like you know, the travel options, I like to know well in advance. There is a very good app called City Mapper that is available on Android and iPhone that, you know, you can use and check out what would be your transport options. The last thing I wanted to mention is cancellation and refund policy. This applies in the same way to both retreat tickets and hotel room booking. And there are a couple of dates that I've had to outline, and I'm going to read them a bit. Again, it is all available on the website that I'm going to link down below. And the cancellation policy reflects the hard costs that are incurred to us either by said hotel cancellation policy, or the manufacturing / shipping times for items included in the personalized kits of, you know, for the retreat. So cancellation on or before 31st of August 2023 is, you know, no questions asked. You will receive 100% refund of the ticket price. If you have paid it as a one-time fee, you will receive a refund of the ticket price and the registration deposit. If you have chosen to pay by installments, I have already mentioned this, then you would receive a full refund of the installments, full refund, but not the £10 registration fee, which would be a registration deposit, which would be taken as an administrative sort of compensation for the processing of the installments. Cancellation between 1st of September and 19th of September 2023. You will get exactly the same refund conditions as I've just mentioned, but on the condition that we can backfill your spot by a person on the waiting list. we were getting registrations quite late last year, so that there is always quite a high chance that we would be able to backfill it. But I want to highlight that the cancellation is possible between 1st of September and 19th of September, on the condition of being able to backfill your spot from the registration list, from the waiting list, apologies. And cancellation on or after 20th of September 2023, which is exactly 30 days before the retreat takes place. I'm really, really sorry, but no refunds can be given at that point anymore. And because it's so close to the retreat, also no sort of alterations can be made on cancelled bookings after this date. This is due to hard costs, due to the conditions that we have been given by the hotel, and just what we consider a too short notice, getting a new attendee from the waiting list. And I would really thank you for your understanding, this. Where a refund cannot be given though, your full retreat kit is still yours. We've done it this year. If you cannot attend, I will post the full retreat kit to you, and where I can, I will also enter your name into the raffles, so that you still have a chance to win the raffle prizes, just like everybody else. And as we will try to make you miss out on as least as possible, although of course missing out on the retreat would be terrible. Also, please know that if you have made any other private arrangements of travel and additional accommodation, or any other private arrangements, you would be responsible for cancelling them separately. If the situation has arisen that you would need to cancel your attendance at the retreat. And I've also added a COVID-19 cancellation policy, so it mirrors the hotel policy entirely. And if there are, I'm going to read it out, if there are any new travel restrictions or localized lockdowns past the cancellation deadlines as outlined above, where the retreat cannot take place, the hotel agrees to move the booking to a future date subject to availability. So if this highly unlikely event was to occur past the cancellation deadline, as I've discussed, we will work with the hotel and you to find a new suitable date for a replacement of the event. But please note that this would only be in case the government has actually issued any restrictions, and at this point I would find it so extremely unlikely. But this has had to, we have had to add this disclaimer because this is what is actually in our signed contract with the hotel. If you get a COVID-19, I am afraid that the general cancellation policy still applies. We would not be able to give any refunds outside of the cancellation policy based on being ill with COVID-19, which I hope nobody is, because it's nothing very pretty, is it? So this was a very, very long talk about everything that is summarized on our website. I hope that I have mentioned everything that I needed to mention. Please, please, please let me know if you have any questions. I will be more than happy to release a frequently asked questions video to answer any questions via email or in any other way. I can't think of anything else myself. So if you are interested in attending the retreat, I am terribly grateful to you, and I am so excited to meet you in October 2023 at Stitch in London retreat. And remember, the registration opens at 7 p.m. GMT, that is London time, on Wednesday 14th of December, which is tomorrow, and I cannot wait. Thank you so much for watching and for being interested in Stitch in London retreat, and have a great day and happy stitching. Bye.